Y'all already know what it is, man. Richie Snow, man. Bang the Beast production, man. Mr. Full Seller, No Sale. V Carter on the ones and twos. Y'all are tuned in to the sit down. How you doing tonight, sir?
Man, we all good, man. I'm ready for some music, new artists, new faces. I see we got it live in here tonight. Okay. I see the people. Yeah, man, let's get it started. Ready for the show.
No doubt, man. And everybody, make sure y'all drop y'all location in the chat, man. I know we got Duval in the building, man, and we definitely got California in the building, man. Miss Yasminevine, how you doing tonight? You on the sit down?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
No doubt, man. We excited. We definitely excited to have you. I've been checking you out. Model. It seems like, I don't know if I want to call it a triple threat, but you definitely very talented. I've been seeing that from some of your pictures. So how you doing? Like, what made you want to be on the sit down tonight?
I thought your show was really cool, and I was very happy to get an email from you. So I'm excited to be here.
No doubt. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you get first started? I'm gonna just say in the arts, because I know it's acting, it's singing, some modeling. So when did you first get started?
Well, I actually grew up in Iran, and Iran is an Islamic country, and if I was doing any of these things, I would have been murdered, killed, legally. And so I moved here at 19 because it was always my dream to be a singer. And everything that I did was actually for music. Because I actually grew up Muslim myself. So in order to become uninhibited and to master the stage and be comfortable on stage, because I went to music school, I went to Musicians Institute, and then I was very uncomfortable singing on stage. So I got into burlesque because I figured if I could do burlesque on stage, I can do anything. And it worked, and I started doing burlesque, and then I started performing to my own songs. And that was a great way for me to promote my music, and people would, ask me to buy CDs at the time for my songs because they liked it. And then, so after a few years of just doing burlesque, I focused just on music and just did music artistry. And in burlesque, you get all these photographers who want to take your photos. So that's how pinup modeling started for me.
Yeah, because I noticed you actually hanging up on the wall of a few people houses and everything and everything like that. So how has that transition been with the burlesque? So it's been a smooth transition to just performing, focusing on the music aspect, or how is it easier just focusing on the music aspect?
Well, it was actually an easy transition for me because I already had access to perform in many shows. When I started in music, there was all these other singers who kept asking me how I get booked so often and how lucky I am that I get to perform. And a lot of singers would, pay to perform. And meanwhile, I was already getting paid because I already had access to so many burlesque shows. So when they'd want to hire me for burlesque, and I don't know if you're familiar with burlesque, it's more like a vaudeville scene. So they have a variety of talent. They have comedians and burlesque dancers, and it's kind of like a variety show. Mm-hmm. So I started telling the producers, the burlesque producers, if I could sing my own songs instead, or so they started booking me to open the show and sing. And so I already had access to the stage. So doing burlesque gave me a ground to really hone my performing skills more than anything else. So once I was ready to do music, I already had stages to work on, to perform on. So that became my strongest suit, performing.
No doubt. Now, who else in your family sings, or who else in your family supported you coming from the background? And like I said, it pretty much growing up with that talent, and it could actually be dangerous for you in your home country at the time. Who else in your family sings or inspires you to continue to pursue your dreams regardless of the circumstances?
No one really. My mom is an artist. She paints. so we have an artist in my family, but when I started doing burlesque, my mom was like really mortified. She would hate it and be mortified, yet she would buy me feather boas at the same time.
Yeah.
And when I started singing at burlesque shows, she would come to the shows and, watch me sing and then kind of be mortified and intrigued at the same time watching the burlesque dancers. So it kind of tickled her, I think. And then, now that I do the pinup modeling, they've kind of gotten used to my photos and the style that they're in.
Right.
And they've just accepted it. But my mom will call like a Persian radio station and say, play my daughter's songs. Or she'll like email Oprah, make my daughter sing, so she's supportive.
No doubt. So tell the people some of your musical inspirations. Who are some of your musical inspirations?
I love pop. I love all kinds of music. I love dance music. I love I'm inspired by Hollywood stars like of the past, of the olden days, like Mae West and Elizabeth Taylor and Marilyn Monroe. Very, very inspired by Hollywood glamorous stars. But I'm just really pop. Like I love, Britney Spears, Madonna, Lady Gaga, Shakira, J-Lo. Like I love the regular, top 40 singers.
No doubt. I could definitely see that in your style. I can see the inspirations. Mr. Carter, man, on the ones and twos, man. Let's go to another track that we got from Ms. Yasminevine.
Tried to let it go, but you're the only one that I adore. I went out and down like never before. Your love gives me hope. Wrestling with the night keeps you out of the sun. Dancing with the devil is no fun. I'll stay in the sun where I belong, 'cause I am like no one. I am starting a new creation. I am keeping a new sensation. I am starting a new creation. I am keeping a new sensation. Me deep, but honey, I'm not that weak. I went out and down like never before. Music is saving my soul. Dwelling in the dark keeps you out of the sun. Wrestling with the devil is no fun. I'll keep dancing till I feel sane, 'cause only music can relieve the pain. I am starting a new creation. I am keeping a new sensation.
Y'all already know what it is, man. Miss Yasminevine's in the building, man. California stand up. Miss Yasmin, tell us a little bit about that track we just heard right there.
Well, most of my songs are like dance and pop, but because I'm Middle Eastern, I wanted to have a song that has some Middle Eastern beats to it, just to kind of, hone in on that. And so that's why I created this song.
No doubt, man. In the chat, man, y'all let us know what y'all think about the song, man. The vibe is definitely making, it definitely make you want to move. Mr. Carter, man, what do you think about the music, man, from Miss Yasmin?
Man, actually, man, I love it. I like the variety, the different of it. my background in hip hop, R&B, and stuff like that, and to hear different kind of music, man, I love it. I'm excited about it, so I dig it.
Thank you.
No doubt, no doubt. Miss Yasmin, so who would you most like to open up for? Like, who is that dream stage you say, hey, I wanna open up for this artist? Who would that be?
So many. I would love to open for Lady Gaga or Madonna. Or Demi Lovato, actually.
No doubt, no doubt. Man, the chat room, they say you giving them Shakira vibes.
Oh, cool.
They liking it. they like it. All right, now we got the artist. Now, on what stage? What stage do you want to, like, when you perform on this stage? You're like, hey, I made it. What platform would that be?
There's two. Okay, so I always actually wanted to perform at Gay Pride, and I got to do that last year in Vancouver, so I'm happy about that. But the two stages that I think I would be like, oh, I've made it. One is the Forum, and the other is to be a musical guest on SNL, actually.
You going for the gusto.
Yeah.
So the music, which you've already disclosed, you're a triple threat. So if you weren't in pretty much like in the entertainment, as far as like doing the dancing or singing, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't doing dancing or singing, one of the things that I discovered about myself when I was a burlesque dancer is that I love making costumes. So I really like making costumes. I also love writing. I'm actually working on a book right now about how I grew up Muslim and became a burlesque dancer. And I love songwriting. So I would either be just a writer or a costume designer.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, looking back on, the whole career, how everything has played out for you, did you ever think you would make it this far and, be able to accomplish what you've accomplished up until this point?
I never knew that it would take this route. Like, if you told me when I was a kid that I would, be pinup model or modeling at all, I would have never thought that would be. I didn't really even know what burlesque was. So the route that came about has been really interesting for me and fun. So I'm very grateful for that because it's a unique route.
No doubt. Now, what have been even though this wasn't the route you wanted, initially saw yourself taking, what have been some of the key steps that you've done along the way that have helped you being successful, that you could maybe give some advice to some of the other artists that's that's in the room tonight, or other artists that may actually see this interview? What advice could you give up and coming artists or performers to just help them be more successful?
I think one of the things that I had to do over and over again, and I still have to do, is at every level, I had to really get out of my comfort zone. So I used to be, Muslim, covered, all that stuff. So every step I took, I had to really get out of my comfort zone. And there's some magic that happens when you step out of your comfort zone. It's like you take a step out and it's like the whole universe just helps you and pushes you further. So I think the most important thing was getting out of my comfort zone. And I remember when I was first performing, like I'd go open mics and I would be like not comfortable at all. And even in class, one of my teachers said that I shouldn't even pursue this because I was so not comfortable at the time on stage. But I knew that I could be a good performer. I just didn't know how. So I think just believing that, hey, I know that I can do this. I don't know how. I was very aware that I wasn't doing it. But I just knew that I could. And I just getting out of your comfort zone, actually feeling uncomfortable along the way is key, I think. Because then afterwards, it'll be in your comfort zone. And even with burlesque, that was like really out of my comfort zone. And I got to a place where I was it was too comfortable. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to push myself to sing. And then after I sang standards and cover songs, then I was like, I want to sing my own songs, because that was a huge step for me too. So it was constantly pushing myself out of my comfort zone, which I love to do.
Definitely. Well, what else can we expect from Miss Yasmin here in the near future?
More songs. And like I said, I'm writing a book. It's called Unveiling Iran, My Journey to the Burlesque Stage. It's about me growing up Muslim and moving to America by myself at 19 and pursuing my passions. And so that should be, I'm working on the proposal now. And some people have been interested in making into a screenplay. So we'll see what happens with that.
No doubt. We look forward to seeing that. Now tell us about this graphic I got right here. What are we looking at right here?
This was a photo that I did. It was drawn from a photo, and from one of my pinup modeling gigs, and it was in a magazine for a Christmas holiday issue. And I had the idea to put it on mugs and t-shirts to sell as my merchandise. So an artist drew it for me, and I have t-shirts available with that on my website. Definitely. At www.yasminevine.com.
Miss Yasminevine, man, this has been another episode of The Sit Down. Miss Yasmin, before we go, is there any shout outs that you want to give? Let the people know where they can find you at one more time.
Sure. I also wanted to say I'm actually in the middle of writing a song now about social distancing. So please keep an eye out for that, because it's something we can all relate to. And I'm on my website is yasminevine.com. And I'm on Instagram under Yazzivine, YAZZIVINE. I'm also on Spotify, so please follow me. And I'm also on iTunes.
No doubt, man. We definitely appreciate you for being on the show, man. Definitely in the chat. Everybody go follow, man. Share. Have any comments or you want to connect with Miss Yasmin after the night, please feel free to, just leave the comments down and we'll make sure that happen, man. Definitely, man. Richie Snow, Bang the Beach Production, Mr. V Carter on the ones and twos. This has been another episode of The Sit Down.
Thank you.
No doubt. Thank you.